All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Lightning Live. Tonight we're going to have, that was actually a clip from the 2019 end of year video. That was the first year of the Long Island Lightning. Now we're entering year 4. We got Coach Adam, Coach Andy on tonight. Just a reminder, guys, Super Bowl pool is out there. So we have a separate pool for the Beaver. We have one for the Cadet White and Cadet Blue. John Borzamato has his own, which he's doing, but this is a great fundraiser to start the year. All right, welcome. Let's bring them on. So we got there is Adam, and there is Andy. Hey guys, how are you?
Hey, what's going on, Ray? How's everybody doing?
Good, good. Thanks for coming on, guys. Let me just find a good angle for you guys. Maybe that. Well, we'll figure it out. All right, guys. Well, first things first, man. What you saw that video as you were coming on? What brings you? What comes to mind when you see that video? I'll start with you, Adam. Can you hear me?
Yeah, they all look so young back. A lot of memories from there.
How about you, Andy?
Yeah, it's they've come a long way. They've grown up to be such big kids. You know, it's amazing to see how they turned out so far.
I know it's only been a few years. That's the scary part. All right, guys. What can you let everybody know? I asked this to John too. Just kind of like tell me what you do for a living. Tell everybody what you're doing for what you do for a living. Kind of explain your day to day. So we'll start with you, Andy, on this one.
I work at NYU in Manhattan. I'm a property manager. Manage about 2 million square feet of space for clients. Tisch School of the Arts, physics department, all kinds of crazy stuff. I run 11 buildings, and basically I'm responsible for pretty much the day-to-day operations of the building, any upkeep, construction projects, things like that. The day consists of walking in at 7 o'clock in the morning and hoping to have lunch by 2, so I can be out of there by 3:30 to 6, somewhere in that range.
Okay. How about you, Adam?
Oh, thankfully a much easier day than poor Andy's got there. I'm in marketing and product management, so I do a lot of digital marketing with websites and lead generation and new product launches and all that more fun and exciting stuff where my day-to-day can pretty much be anything of what's going on that day and what we need done. A lot of it's putting out fires, not literally, but the hours are a lot more stable.
I could hear that. And not only you work all those hours in the city, you commute on the train. You usually commute on the train?
Yeah, that's the best way to go. No traffic, get a little peace of mind, some sanity before I get home to, the home fire, and all the other responsibilities that go along with being in the house.
I hear you. All right, where'd you guys grow up? How about you, Adam? Where'd you grow up?
On Long Island in the Babylon area.
What year?
For me, it's mainly roller hockey, but to West Babylon.
Okay. How about you, Andy?
I grew up in Comac, which is the same town that I live in now.
School.
Kids go to the schools that I did,
West Babylon,
which is really.
We're having troubles with some audio there. But Andy, how about this? What do you see when you think of...
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
I made John send it to me. I said, I got to see what Andy looked like growing up.
That's called the Guido photo right there. I don't want to stereotype Italians, but I am one, so maybe I can.
We'll take it off for you. Don't worry, I'll get you later, Adam. How about sports? What sports did you guys play growing up? We'll start with you, Andy, this time.
Well, the neighborhood always had something going on. I was fortunate enough to grow up on a long block that had about 10 to 20 kids of my age, year or two ahead, year or two behind, and basically, it was predominantly recreational. I had your standard football leagues and stuff like that I played in. Played a ton of deck hockey. That's where I really fell in love with playing the sport, watching the game. Let's go Rangers.
Tough room for that, Andy.
As a kid, we played against other neighborhoods. When we got old enough to drive, it was throw the hockey nets on the roof of the car and go to some other block and play against another development. A lot of pickup basketball in the streets and tackle football with no equipment because hey, when you're young, you're stupid, as we all know.
Yeah.
Just crazy stuff.
All right. How about you, Adam?
I guess I started with baseball, quickly got bored and moved to soccer, which lasted for a while, and till eventually moving over to mainly roller hockey, not deck. That was not really around too much. Everything was roller back then, and luckily, right behind our high school, my friend lived there. There was a church with a tennis court, so we didn't have to throw the nets on the car. We just skated it down the block or so to set up over there until we got old enough to drive to the Venetian Shores and other local rink areas before joining league. So I've mostly been in roller, and I'm still getting used to this, foot stuff.
How did you guys become Lightning members of the Lightning? How did you get on the Lightning? Go with you, Adam.
Well, that would be Andy. Actually, I started at the local church league here, not St. Pat's, but our local one. Get Nate playing into it to see if he liked it. He did, so we worked to get him onto a sports arena team that I was lucky enough to be able to coach. And actually, Connor was one of the first kids on that team, and we started off in Penguin. We moved through the years there, and eventually Andy brought us over.
Cool. How about you, Andy?
Yeah, like Adam said, Connor was lucky enough to play on Adam's team in Sports Arena back in the Penguin division. But Connor was also playing at St. Pat's in their outdoor rec league, which we were fortunate enough to meet up with you, Ray. And you took an instant liking to some of the boys that you had on the team. And when you were looking to put this team together, you reached out, and we gladly accepted the challenge of joining on the team and having fun and making new friends. And since Connor was playing for Adam, I turned to Adam and asked him if he would be interested in bringing Nate over to the Lightning.
Excellent. All right, guys. What now that you guys played hockey? Both of you guys played hockey. What was your first impression of tournaments when you got there? What was it, Adam, for you?
I had never done tournaments like that when I was younger. I did a lot of travel soccer when I was very, very young, but never out of state like that. It was mainly across the island. So it was a lot of fun. It was a great thing to see that the organization and all the different teams and the competition, and eventually, we like them to all go out there and want to go kill it and win and all that great fun stuff. But eventually you see them starting to recognize some of the players they play against from other states and making even bigger friendships that way. And so it's a really great thing seeing what's been built here.
Now, do you have a favorite tournament of yours?
I would have to give that a toss-up between the Milik Cup, because just going up there and being at the Milik area, right? We all started off with Milik sticks probably back in the day. So that was just kind of a thrill too, being there. But also the very first one we did at Marlton there was just a great experience there too.
That was a lot of fun. How about you, Andy? What was your impression of tournaments? You played in leagues. You grew up in leagues. You've coached. What was your impression with the first impression with tournament hockey?
I kind of knew a little bit of what to expect. My older daughter was a premier soccer player, so we traveled up and down the East Coast a little bit, Jersey, Massachusetts, Connecticut. So I was familiar with what it brings out in the kids. And I really love the fact that the kids actually spend more time off the rink together than they do. I think it's a great experience for them. As we say all the time, it's the lasting memories that they create playing at the tournament that they remember forever. The scores never matter. After that year's over, it doesn't really matter. If you ask any one of them, how did we do in GTHA last year? They don't know. And you know what? It's good that they don't know. Short-term memory, long-term friendships.
You have a favorite of yours? Is there a favorite in your?
I really like the GTHAs. I think they're set up very nice. I like the fact that to accommodate such a large amount of teams that they're actually able to utilize rinks in Marlton. So it just shows, that all the communities are pulling together to make these tournaments happen.
So, Adam, talk to me about one of the tournaments called the Jamboree this year. What the team name, and how did they get you to wear that outfit?
Oh, I know he's watching there. Yeah, John's the one who pulled that all off. He said he had a great idea for it. That would be a lot of fun, and I said, "Hey, I'm in. Let's do it. Because those jamborees, they're really what they're there for, is for the kids." And I think they got a big kick out of it. So it was a fun time.
Yeah, that was a real fun tournament. And I give you credit because you wore it the whole day. Even I think when you went to the bathroom, John was saying it. So.
The wig was really hot, but the other one was pretty easy.
Yeah,
How to stay in character.
What is it like to coach your kids? I mean, I do it. It's a great experience for me. What about you, Andy? We'll start with you. What is it like to coach Connor?
I'm very fortunate that Connor is a very solid player. He's well-rounded. He's got a good head on his shoulders. He knows the game. And basically, I feel confident that I can put him in any position that I need him to play. It's really phenomenal seeing him growing up through the years and seeing his game just progress more and more. More willing to take chances with the puck, thinking out plays before they're actually going to happen. To see that he has an understanding of the game that I feel I have. And that's the real reason why I got into coaching, so I could teach other kids what I've learned playing.
Yeah.
And Connor's a great student, so it's really fun having him on the team.
How about you, Adam?
Oh, I love coaching Connor too. He's a great kid, as Andy said.
Thanks.
No, yes, that's true. But so when starting out, when Nate started, yeah, it's a lot of fun coaching the kids, and just like Andy said, being able to impart that. And unfortunately, there were some ones out there that I know when Nate started out, I wasn't his coach, and I saw there were some guys out there who just went out there and said, go play, and yell at them when they do something wrong, and hope everything works out. So I wanted to make sure to get into it to, as Andy said, teach them. I think Nate was a great student for me in the beginning and learned a lot when he was younger. And as he got older, I'm really glad that we're a coaching team, because sometimes, as you all know, coaching your own kid can be a challenge. But being with the full group, I mean, it's great, as Andy said, seeing them through the years and all that they can progress with and learn, and being able to stay with the same group over and over, just it lets you do so much more than having a revolving door, which some other teams get. So this is kind of amazing.
Now let's get into the sports arena for the 2022 winter season. Both of you guys are coaching the white team. Tell me, talk about the season. What do you see the challenges? It's been a tough start for Lightning White. So how do you see this season going, and what do you see for the future? Go ahead. I will start with Adam.
Well, I know we got a couple of older guys, but it kind of reminds me of when we started off the team in general, right? We got a young group comparatively to the division. You look at us next to the other teams, and everyone's looking up. So that right there starts us off with a big challenge, being younger in a top older division. But we did great when we started off in Beaver. It took a little time, and we'll get there same way here too. I think it's a good challenge for the kids, and I think they'll be surprised how well they start doing as the season goes on.
How about you, Andy?
Yeah, I think that this primary season is going to give us a lot of challenges. Like Adam said, our size. I think because we're playing in the top division, we are playing against the best competition at our age groups, which I think will only help the team come tournaments. One thing I've noticed, regardless of the score from the last couple of games, our kids don't quit. It doesn't matter what the score is. They're still out there competing. They make a mistake. We're hoping that they're learning from their mistake. And as the coach of this team, I find my biggest challenge is going to be, to make them realize that I'm not getting down on them. I'm just trying to point out the mistakes that they make, and the less mistakes that they make, the better that they are. They really need to, especially this season, they really need to learn that they can depend on one another, to count on each other, trust each other, because everybody needs everybody else on this team to perform for us to do well.
Now, you guys as coaches, you've seen this team now. It's we're entering year 4. You've seen the kids grow literally, both on and off the rink. You could tell by the pictures the big difference. Do you guys get a sense of pride and satisfaction as coaches to see how much they've grown? We'll start with Andy on this one.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm very proud of the way they progress. I think that, them learning the game and seeing the game from the player's perspective as from watching it on TV or going to the games, it's very easy to say, oh, you should have done this, you should have done this. But then when you're out there, you actually have to figure it out. You really have to figure it out. Exactly. Let's go Rangers. So they really have to figure out the game. But the thing that I am the most proud of is our kids don't quit this sport. They come in, they stay with us as deck hockey players. Whether they leave the Lightning or not, they're still all playing hockey, and I think that's the most important thing for them.
How about you, Adam?
Yeah, to build on that, I mean, what's also great is there's not many who leave, right? We've been here, as you said, for 4 years, and we've only really added. And yes, they've definitely grown at playing the game. You could see differences from when they started. It's all the things they picked up. 1 from us, which we like to say, but 2 just from on their own, from watching other kids and playing and learning. But they're still all constantly talking and hanging out and around, and there's not really been any gaps or breaks in friendship, and which is just, again, great to see for this long of a time, going through struggles up and down, on and off the rink, that they're all just still such a tight group. Then they welcome new players in immediately, pretty much. So.
You guys have a favorite game and a worst game as coaches, if you can recall? Adam, we'll go with you.
Oh, that was a little more tough on the spot to try to think of.
You can't do it. You can't do it. I get it.
I'm going to go with the recent one where Connor won it for us with the shootout on his birthday. That was definitely a great memory of a good game, right? That was definitely a hard fought one that we played there, and just having him come through in that way was pretty special. Yeah, I don't know if I could think of a worst game example, because like before, as Andy said, I don't try to dwell on. We look at the little things we can change, but not on a big thing that we're going to push back on and say, well, that was, yeah, I don't really have any bad ones.
Yeah, no. It's an on-the-spot question. I love doing that sometimes to you. But what about you, Andy? Any particular favorite game, worst game?
Actually, my favorite game was our very first championship, where the kids battled. They never gave up. They just kept coming and coming and coming. And to take the lead and then to hold on to the lead to secure that championship, was just incredible. As far as my least favorite game, I think it was our most recent championship game that we lost. Again, we fought until the end, and to lose in the championship, I believe the score was 1-0, and it was in overtime. That's just heartbreaking. I wouldn't wish that for any one of our players. I really don't wish that for any other player that we play against either. It's just, it's a cruel way to lose. It really is. But it did show how much heart the kids had. And for me, wins and losses, really, I only have a few moments that stand out, Other than that, it's really, I'm more concerned with the big picture.
Got it. Okay, talk about this game. This was the most recent game. I don't think I have the picture of the parents though, but it was the parents versus the kids game. The parents showed they are superior, that they are the better team. Both of you guys played in it. Tell me what it was like to play against your kid. Go ahead. We'll start with Andy this time.
it was great to play against my own kid. I loved the fact of how we set the game up, that the parents would just play against each group of kids, because if we had to play against the whole team, we wouldn't have stood a chance. The big thing that was great was, and I hope the kids realize this, that the only reason why the parents won is because we went out with the attitude of, we can't let the kids beat us. And I could see the kids, they were all playing a little selfish, so they didn't want to lose to the parents. So they tried to do too much, I think. What do you think, Adam?
Oh, I agree. There was a lot of individual effort that typically we'd be all over them for, that was going on in that game, to show, oh yeah, we can beat these old guys here and old girls that are playing against. So, but it was definitely a lot of fun. I know some of us, we get to do this pretty much every week when we scrimmage with them in practice sometimes and pick up the stick. And as they get older, it definitely gets harder because we're getting older too. But it was a lot of fun being able to go out and do that and just group up.
All right, before I get to the final question, Andy, explain to me what's going on in this picture here. What the? I just found this one. And John's mouth is open.
That basically looks like two guineas hashing out some differences. That's the way it looks to me.
I said I got to put that one up. That one, and I'll get John on this one too. That was one of our that was our Islander Ranger trip. That was a lot of fun with Madison Square Garden. It was a preseason game, but we had a great time, and I'm hoping we can get to a regular season game, maybe the playoffs this year if they see each other. All right, Core of the Lightning is really right now this year, and really more next year. The core of the team is in 2023. So tell me, how do you see the future playing out? Adam, you're big into predicting the future. How do you see the future going out really for 2023 with the core kind of reuniting back?
Oh yeah, typically I love looking at that stuff, and this is going to be a big, fun, complicated one, right? Because we're much bigger than we were before, and I believe what's going to throw the biggest curveball to us in the mix is, I don't think our Beaver team staying in Beaver, which means we're going to have still a huge pool of kids contending in cadet due to the group that's moving up. So I think we'll have a lot of things to shuffle around and be able to look at to form up teams.
How about you, Andy? How do you see it?
I think the future is really bright for us. I think it's going to be great for the OGs, as they call themselves, to get back together. I'm sure they would love to win a championship. I'd love to be on the bench and coach them for a championship. We definitely have a very strong talent pool coming up. Chris Krause is doing a phenomenal job with that Beaver team. And I think they're going to carry the torch. I really do. I think they can be ultra competitive. They're already playing up in division now, in age group. And these kids they're great. They really are.
Well, I want to thank you guys for coming on. Yeah, I just also want to thank you for you guys are two tremendous coaches. I'm very happy you came aboard, and you both taught the kids a lot. You taught me a lot more calmer than I am, which is what is really needed. So thank you for everything that you do. Thank you for coming on, and we're looking forward to a great 2022.
Yeah,
yeah.
Thank you, Ray, for all you do.
Ray.
All right, thanks, guys. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.
All right.
All right.
Parting words of wisdom. Let's go Lightning. Notice how I didn't say let's go Rangers.
Let's go.
We can all
Islanders
agree on
and
that.
Let's go Lightning. Adam, you got any words?
I'm going to stick with Andy. That was perfect.
All right, guys. Have a great night. We'll talk to you soon. Take
All
care.
right. All right. Bye.